Hey folks, Terrence here. We're out here today, September 25th, 2022, harvesting chestnuts. A lot of the trees have started to open up and drop nuts. Some of the birds are still pretty green on most of the trees, but others are starting to drop. So it looks like they're pretty close. We're pulling off what we can pull off, and we're shaking the trees, shaking whatever falls out of them. We'll take, I may have to make another trip down here because like I said, some of the trees got some pretty green birds at the top, but most of these are pretty close. And like I said, we picked a bunch of them already from the trees that are further back. But all the trees in this area got birds on them. Some of them are smaller, some medium, and of course some big ones out here too. I've not been out here since June, so it's my first trip. We've been pretty busy. Yeah, I just wanted to come up and harvest. I was afraid that I was going to be late this year. Some years they start falling earlier, but I guess we're right on time. I mean, actually it's still pretty early because some of the trees really hadn't started dropping, but there's a few of them that are. That's one 3.5 gallon bucket. We got a big 5 gallon bucket over there. Both of those are full. And we haven't even put a dent in the nuts yet. Most of them are still up top. Some on that one. Some of these smaller ones was loaded this year. Yeah, these trees are loaded. Just walk back here and check out some of the other ones. I don't know how many put on. I know a lot of these trees produced for the first time this year. I think this is the 5th year for some of them. It's like a jungle out here right now. And all that clearing we did last year basically opened that up around there, and this full of goldenrods now, but at least it's not as brushy like this side. It's a young one of the last ones I planted. There's a few younger trees over here. That great big one, the deer rubbed and killed that back one year, a couple of years ago, and it shot up. And as big as it is, there's no birds on it. I came out here in the spring to check. I didn't see any birds on it. Actually, I mean, back in June when I was here. So yeah, no birds on it, but I would expect it to be next year. That's a big tree. Almost big as the one over there. It produces the pretty good sized nuts. So we got a lot of good sized trees in here, but as you get back here, it gets thick. Now I probably got some more real tall trees. That's one right there. It's pretty tall. Like I said, I don't have a clue how many trees I got out here. There's so many of them. I planted for years, and every year I was planting. Looks like the deer or the pigs beat down me a nice trail through there. I couldn't even get through that last time I was here. Man, a trail through here getting to the trees that's dropping nuts already. That one got birds on it. Good sized tree. That one still a shorty. It might be about 3 years old, maybe 3 or 4. This is that deer pear tree, and the limbs are hanging on it. Look at that. That's why we got so much wildlife out here. All kind of good stuff. I was out here earlier this summer. Look at those limbs hanging. Limbs are hanging down. This tree is loaded. And I hadn't got to go visit any of my chinkapin locations with other landowners from what I'd heard. I mean, one of the trees, it's a new tree we found. That one isn't ready yet. He sent me a picture of the burrs, and they hadn't started opening. Probably got a little while to go. So those probably be October dropping trees. And then the big tree, the big chinkapin tree in Cherokee County, that one is it dropped it aborted most of the nuts because we've been in a bad drought. I think last month we got a bit of rain, but before then we hadn't had rain since, I mean, from mid to early May to the probably the second week in July, maybe. Look at that, birds on that one. Some good sized birds. It's gonna have some good sized nuts in it. I didn't even know any of the trees on this side produced anything this year, but sure enough, come grab some of those, because yeah, that's pretty big sized birds. That one over there got them too. Yes, trees that's producing for the first time this year. There's a couple of trees over there. I know I got more on the back side, and that thick side doesn't want to fight through it. It's hot out here today, so I definitely ain't about to fight vines and sticker bushes. Last time I came, I saw was another big chestnut back over here somewhere. I knew I planted them on this backside. There was a trail going back there. Like I said, I'm not about to fight through anything to go see it. Actually, I think I see the leaves through the trees. It'd be hard to tell on video. Definitely some good trees back here. See, I wanted to plant more of a forest setting rather than orchards and rows, because I knew I wasn't going to be up here for a while or living up here to be worrying about watering them. I haven't had a well drilled up here yet. We do got a creek. But once we do get up here, relocate, do a new homestead further back in the property, not the old house up front, then I can manage, I can clear around the trees and stuff. But I got enough, I got my hands full down south where we are, north of Houston, on the outskirts of Houston. We're planting and growing and animals, and I don't even really get out to the West Texas places much because we just stay busy. I was out there in the spring. That was the last time I was there, so I'm probably gonna go out there next month. I was out there in the spring turkey hunting and got me a bird out there, and I hadn't been back since, so definitely need to get out there. But I always got to make a trip out here for chestnut season. And years of work, hard work and planting. And like I said, most of these trees are just planted at the right time of the year. I knew I didn't have time to be out here to water them and baby them. But you plant them at the right time of the year, they thrive. Plant them in the fall. I was gonna bring some that's in pots now, but didn't see any rain in the forecast. We're still pretty dry again. So maybe later in the winter, I'll bring those and put them in the ground. I really got trees everywhere now, so I don't know where I'm gonna put them, but I'll figure it out. So yeah, a lot of trees producing. And we ain't gonna be able to harvest as many nuts as I want today. A lot of them up top. We're gonna shake down what we can and pick what's low, and probably come back in another week or two. This is the tree, the tallest tree that put on the biggest nuts. I'm gonna shake this one in a minute. I see some birds up there open at the top. Shake down with a can, pull that truck under here and knock some down, and do the same with some of these other trees, and so we'll go from there. Ouch. This one was an early drop. I picked most of the, oh, I didn't get these. Look at that. Okay. I'll come back over here in a minute and grab these. Missed these. Yeah, when we get up here, we're here on this place. I can keep it cut around the trees around harvest time, so it's easy to pick them, and we can come out every day and pick them up. But so right now we just get as many as we can, and now we got a lot of trees producing. Next year I know it'll be even crazier, a lot more trees. So I was trying to get my guy out here with the tractor to till all this up, plant a fall plot for deer. But with short notice, he couldn't get up here with me, and he could only do the weekends, and I'm usually tied up on the weekends. I took off today to come up here, check on things. In a minute, I'm gonna go down in the bottom down there and check the Cheryl and American chestnuts and the pawpaw trees. I don't think any of the pawpaws put on this year. It's a friend of mine from Ohio, somewhere up north, gonna send me some in the mail, so I can have some fruit to eat this year. Until mine starts producing. But yeah, just wanted to do a quick update. I don't know if I mentioned in any of the previous videos, I hadn't posted anything in a while, but we did do our turkey evaluation back in June. That's what I came out here for, and we passed. So soon we ought to be getting turkeys released. So the properties all to the south of here, maybe the southwest portion of this property where it's more upland and pine trees, and where the chinky pins are growing. Gonna do some thinnings and stuff up there to create some good turkey. It's already decent habitat up there for turkeys, but it's some thick areas I wanna thin out. But yeah, this is the area that's been in my family well over 100 years. My great uncle was the last one living on this place. He passed at 92 back in November, I believe 2012. My granny, she just passed a couple of months ago. And this is where she grew up. This little girl, she passed at 91. She lived here with her grandmother. So it's been in our family for a long time. And it would be a great thing to be able to move out here and live on land that's been in our family for a long time. It's not much, not a huge place, 33 acres. Used to be almost 50. And we enjoy coming up here. This is just coming up is some of the best scenery in East Texas. It's hilly, a lot of hills. and good size hills. I think right now we're probably at 400 feet above sea level, 450, somewhere around there. But it's hills around here that's like 700-800 feet. But so it's pretty decent elevation. So we like this area, and definitely would like to settle here. But anyway, just wanted to bring you an update what we were doing. If I find something else interesting when we walk the rest of the place, I'll start videoing to share with you. Thanks for watching.